Hello and welcome back once again to Movie Reviews. It's been a while since we've been here in the car, but finally got around to going back to the theater and seeing some movies. So, well, a movie for now. Plan to see a couple more. Might see one tomorrow and maybe the next day. Got a day off coming up, so maybe I'll see a couple that day. Who knows? But today, I finally got around to seeing Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I know it's been out for about a month. Most of you have probably already seen it. But I saw it, so I figured, what the hell, it's been a while. So, overall, I liked this movie better than I liked the first one. Out of the original line of Avenger films, I think Captain America was the one that I ended up liking the least. And which is surprising, because I thought Thor would be the one I liked the least, and I ended up liking Thor better than the first Captain America film. But that's kind of in reverse order this time. I still liked the second Thor film, because I now own that on DVD. Because I didn't get a chance to see it in the theater, but I liked that one, but I ended up liking this one a little bit better. This one still kind of runs into the same problem the first one ran into, where it's really slow at parts, where they just kind of stop doing anything and take like a half hour to explain something that they could probably show fairly quickly, but they did it to pad out the movie, which the movie's 2 hours and 8 minutes or something like that. So, they really didn't need all the extra padding in it, but they did anyway. As far as the premise of the movie, you start out basically with what they showed in the trailer with, first you show Cap running around Washington, D.C., around the reflecting pool of the Washington Monument, and there's someone else running too, and he keeps passing him because he's running at like super speed, and that guy turns out to be who we later find out is Falcon. If you know the comics, you know who Falcon is. But then it goes into the part where you see in the trailer where Captain America jumps out of the plane without the parachute, blah blah blah. Turns out one of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s ships has been taken by pirates or something. So they're going in to get it back. He finds out that Black Widow was sent there on a separate mission, which was to recover the data off the computer. And he kind of throws a fit, basically saying, I can't have members of my team going off on their own mission because it jeopardizes the other members of my team and the mission that we're on. And so he gets into this fight with Nick Fury about it. Nick kind of blows him off. Then it basically goes into, him just kind of not trusting anybody anymore. And then, basically, you're kind of following Nick Fury around after that for a good, probably 10 minutes, what Nick Fury's doing. He ends up getting attacked, which kind of leads into the first appearance of the Winter Soldier. It was probably a good 20 minutes in the movie before he made an appearance. And then after that appearance, you don't see him again until damn near the end of the movie. And that's the part where you see the truck flipping over and the Winter Soldier stepping out of the way in the trailer. So that's that whole thing. Then it's just probably a good half hour of you find out that Hydra has infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. and is trying to take over these. They're launching new, the hover ships, the hover carriers, or whatever they're called. They're launching 3 of them that are going to link up with these satellites that will allow them to target anyone in the world if they find that person's a threat. And somehow Hydra's been able to infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D. and has a way of taking control of these. So then there's this whole back and forth with Cap's trying to figure out how Hydra got involved, how they infiltrated, and blah blah blah. And it's basically just him doing a reconnaissance mission, more or less, for a good chunk of the film. He travels to basically the camp that he was trained at, the military camp from the first one, and then he finds the secret original base of S.H.I.E.L.D. and gets in their computer system and finds out how Hydra was able to infiltrate. At this point, he's declared an enemy of S.H.I.E.L.D. because he's kind of gone off the radar and he's doing stuff that they told him not to do. So they moving an airstrike, and he manages to escape that. And then he shows up at Falcon's house, and he's like, I can't trust anyone else, so can I crash here for a little bit? And that's when Falcon kind of explains to him, who he is, and these wings that he has and whatever. And he says, I can't ask you to help me with this. And he goes, you don't have to ask, where you go, I go type of thing. Then they go to try and stop the helicarriers from launching. That's when Winter Soldier finally shows up again at the end of the movie. Up until then, you've only seen him for that short segment earlier. But yeah, like all that whole build-up, of him doing all this recon to try and find out what's going on, it was just really slow. It kind of took me out of the movie. I was like, come on, do something, get on with the story, But that was really the only downside of the movie. Once that was done and they moved over to the helicarriers and Winter Soldier showed back up, and first it was Winter Soldier versus a Falcon, which was kind of a cool fight. Then Winter Soldier versus Cap, and that was even better. Cap was actually pretty action-packed in this one, I could say. But yeah, so Winter Soldier shows back up, him and Cap have it out. Cap's trying to get him to remember who he was. If you know anything about Winter Soldier, I'm not going to go too much into it because I don't want to spoil it. But Cap knows him, and he's trying to make him remember, who he was. And he's like, I don't remember you, blah, blah, and they keep fighting. And Cap ends up saving Winter Soldier's life because he's pinned under the beam when the helicarrier is finally going down, spoiler. So then Cap basically gets knocked out and falls out of the ship and lands in water, and he's unconscious, so obviously he's going to drown. Winter Soldier, spoiler again, saves him and walks away. So Winter Soldier's still out there somewhere. And that's basically the movie. A lot more in-depth than what I'm saying here, but like I said, it drags at one point, but then once it's past that, the last hour of the movie is actually really action-packed and really does a lot. It packs a lot of story into a short time, which, figuring 2 hours and 30 minutes of it wasted on story, they probably could have packed all this into, a more evenly laid out movie, I guess I could say. There are, again, 2 stingers at the end of the credits, the first one being at the short end of the credits, then the final one. The first one, again, deals with the Infinity Gems, which is being established in all the second-run Avenger films, because that's eventually going to lead up. And then you had the basic one at the end, which I don't even remember what that one was. If I thought about it long enough, I could probably remember, but honestly, it was so short. Oh, yeah, it was, it involved Winter Soldier, basically just showing again that he's still alive. So yeah, really, overall, not too bad of a film. Staying on par with the Avenger films. It's actually doing more for Captain America, unlike Iron Man 3, which was still kind of a rehash of the first 2 Iron Man movies. This one actually goes more in depth in the Cap, introduces a lot of new stuff. Yeah, so overall, as far as a rating goes, oh geez, it's been so long. How do I rate these? Was I doing a 5 scale or a 10 scale? Let's see. If I'm doing a 5 scale, I'd say it's a solid 4. I was gonna say like 4.5, but maybe not quite that high. That low point where it was very story heavy and exposition. Yeah, it's a big exposition dump for like 30 minutes. Is basically what I was trying to say earlier. Yeah, other than that, it would probably be a good 4.5. But because of that low point where I was just like, get on with it already, that kind of brought it back down to a 4. But it's still a high end 4. It's real close to a 4.5. If you're into the Avengers films, I definitely recommend it. It's a good watch, and like I said, it explains a lot of the Cap story. This movie is more of what I thought the first one should have been, but not really. That's kind of hard to explain because I have an idea of what I thought the first one should have been, but this one's a little bit closer to what I was aiming for, but not quite. But yeah, it's definitely getting better, unlike the Iron Man films. So yeah, it's up there. If you like I said, if you like the other ones, or if you're just watching all of them leading up to the next Avengers film, check it out. I definitely recommend it. Not much more to say about it other than that. let's see, I think tomorrow I may go see Amazing Spider-Man 2. I know I never got around to doing a review of Amazing Spider-Man 1, but I did finally buy it on DVD, so I have seen it. So I can go see the second one now. X-Men Days of Future Past opens. There's a midnight screening of it tomorrow, otherwise it opens the next day. My ticket prices are cheaper in the morning than at night, so I might skip the midnight screening and just go see that the following morning. Or I might just see it, I think Saturday is my day off, so I might go see that and something else. I still want to check out Neighbors, and what was the other one I wanted to watch? Another one that's been out for, Noah. I know that one's been out for a while too, but I wanted to check that one out too. So those are the next ones that might be coming up if I get around to them. If not, I'll get around to at least a couple of them, and then we'll see where it goes from there. They're starting to drop down my hours again, so money's getting a little tight again, so I won't be able to do a whole lot. Still got to get a little bit more work done on the car. Actually, I haven't done any work on the car yet, so a lot more work done on the car. But I actually have the money to work on the car now, I just got to get it done. And then after that, there's still a few other things I've found that still need to be fixed up on it, so that's a work in progress also. Anyway, I'm rambling now, so I'm going to let you guys go. Like I said, you'll be getting more of these. Not as many as I used to when I worked at the theater, but definitely a few more here and there. Got a couple more ideas for product placement if I can find the things I'm looking for. If not, then probably won't see any more of those for a while. Might do a few more video game plays, but yeah, I'm not sure on those because those didn't really rate that high compared to my movie reviews and stuff, but it's something to put on the site at least. So yeah, again, rambling. So until next time, as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode of, did I ever come up with a name for the show? Movie reviews, I guess? I got a couple working titles. I need to figure out which one I'm going to stick with. Anyway, so thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of Movie Reviews.